A former member of the House of Representatives, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, has accused governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party of being responsible for the deepening leadership crisis within the party. Igwe, who represented Port Harcourt Federal Constituency 2, criticized the governors for mishandling the party's internal affairs, claiming they were acting as though they were above the law. Speaking on the ongoing turmoil within the main opposition party, Igwe stated in an interview with press that the governor's actions were dividing the party rather than resolving the crisis. He particularly pointed out that the court had ordered a stay of execution on the matter involving Udo Okoye and Anyanwu, stating, "We cannot go against what the court says because we are not a lawless people." The court granted a stay of execution, so the governors are not the court because the court has a position. We are all waiting for the position of the court. Udo Okoye too depends on the court. Igwe further stressed that the governors were causing the party's internal issues because they did not respect the rule of law, adding, "They feel they are above the law, but they are not." Regarding the alleged plot to limit Wike's influence within the party, Igwe, a loyalist of the FCT minister, asserted that Wike remained a significant figure in PDP. He dismissed concerns about a supposed plot against Wike, asking, "Forget about whether there is a grand plot against Wike or not. Can they succeed?" So the position of the court is what is standing. The governors should respect the law. Igwe reminded that the current governors were all elected by the law and their positions affirmed by the Supreme Court. He questioned their behavior, asking, why are they playing demigod? George, let me come to you first. Well, Chinyere Igwe has raised certain concerns, and he's asking, why are PDP governors playing the demigod in the crisis in PDP? What do you have to say to that?
First and foremost, let me say I completely align with the position of Honorable Chinyere Igwe. This issue affecting the PDP. Obviously, what you see playing out is a group of persons ganging up against one man called Nyesom Wike. That is the reason why you see the governors acting the way they're acting. Like Igwe pointed out, that they are governors today, it was affirmed by the Supreme Court. That is the law. That Udo Okoye, who they are rooting for, is claiming to be the national secretary of the party. It's as a result of the law. Anyanwu have gotten a stay of execution, which is also the law. The governors have no right to go to that meeting either in Bayelsa or Asaba, where they issue the communique, relegating what the position of the law is to say we are supporting Udo Okoye as the national secretary. They have seen themselves like demigods, which Igwe pointed out. So in this issue, crisis affecting the PDP, the governors are playing major roles in escalating the crisis, instead of playing roles that would de-escalate the crisis with a view to resolving their internal affairs, because 2027 is by the corner. They are the ones fanning the embers of war. All this is geared towards relegating Nyesom Wike, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. I pity for the party PDP. I'm a member of the People's Democratic Party, but I feel so sad with what is going on. What this means is that the party will not be formidable enough to mount any opposition to the ruling government. And that is why you see the Tinubu and his handlers are just smiling. They are just happy. Because it's obvious that the PDP that is supposed to provide that pathway to the opposition is even crumbling. They are in shambles. People are leaving the party in droves. Just recently, Ned Woko has left the party. And there will be more persons that will leave the party to realign with the ruling party. It's not as if Tinubu is somewhere, sponsoring this crisis. It is with if leaders, the current crop of governors who are leaders of the party cannot see where the challenges lies and see how they can call themselves to order and resolve this matter amicably internally, so that the party, can be strong enough to mount a ferocious attack on APC in the 2027 election. They are the ones dividing themselves. All these things are geared towards relegating Nyesom Wike. But unfortunately, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because, like Igwe said, we are not running a banana republic. We are a country of laws, and the laws must be obeyed. everything, including the governors have powers today because it was affirmed by the law. If the law was not there to give them that power, to call for election where people voted and they were sworn in and all of that, they will not be sitting down in their high horses to give such orders. So they must learn to obey the laws. They should not on their own become laws. So going there to issue a communique to say we support Udoke against this person, as against what the current position of the law is tantamount to crisis, further crisis in the party. So
right.
It's unfortunate. I feel pity for the party.
All right. Ifeanyi, what do you make of this statement?
Dr. Chinyere Igwe, PhD, a former House of Representatives member who represented the good people of his constituency in the National Assembly, has said it all, and he didn't mince words. I give it to him. He made a position, and his position is well taken and is there at the public domain. I only want to say that if this communique will get to the governors, if it will get to those that think they can pull down the roof of the PDP, so that they will know that they are running inconsistency with their own laws. They're also running against the laws of the land, which empower them to assume the positions they find themselves today. So the position of Chinyere Igwe is one of the positions I've taken, because what has escalated the problem we are seeing in PDP is people are not saying the truth. And again, you don't stay in a house and you want to pull the roof down, and they don't make trouble. When I was in the major seminary, one of our bishop, late Bishop Dan Lami Joseph Bagubri, if he comes to the conference with the seminarians, he will tell us that you don't make trouble with somebody who has nothing to lose. You won't gain anything by making some. Even if PDP did not win election come 2027, any national election, does Wike have anything to lose? The answer is no. It's those governors who will be fighting for survival. Tomorrow they will be looking for a soft landing to realign and align with the APC, which we know that most of them are hibernating with APC. At least we are here last 2 Sundays when we discussed about the governor of Mufwan, the governor of Plateau State, that the APC North Central are calling him to come and defect to APC. You don't tell me that thing is not ringing a bell in one corner of his brain. And we know the governors from Nasarawa State, all those states that we know that elections always swing between PDP and APC. When you see that this person has won this one, they are now looking for a way they will realign with the other party in order to get the stronghold. So let them continue to deceive themselves. But Chinyere Igwe has given them the roadmap and the template. What is the problem in PDP? Before they came as the governor, because all of them now are towing the line of Bala Mohammed, who was, you saw sometime last year, I came here and we are talking about the achievement of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, and we stayed here and read all the people that have become the FCT ministers. I never knew that Bala Mohammed, if I didn't make that research, was one time a minister of the FCT. What was his mark? If not only El Rufai you can mention in FCT, the next name on the lips of all Nigerians is Nyesom Wike, that will stand in, that will become a test, even if he lives there in the next 20 years. So when you talk about somebody who you want to pull down, those governors now forget that when Atiku Abubakar and his cohorts left, even the Tamboa left PDP to APC. It's on record. Atiku Abubakar left PDP when PDP was in crisis and hibernated with ACN. And now he has seen that Wike has stood and built PDP. After building PDP, when the PDP was left in comatose, Wike ran PDP with Rivers people and with his wherewithal, that even the allocations that we are accruing for the people of Rivers State we are used in making PDP strong what it is today. If all of them has left, would there be any party or any ship to write the name PDP today? So, what even this advice that Chinyere Igwe is giving them is for free, but we know they are stuck in trade. But let the truth be told that the big elephant in the room of PDP is only a small thing. Laurentia, I keep telling us on this show that when the PDP understood that Atiku Abubakar played the first one on PDP, not only that, he went through the back and collected the form with Eliocha Ayo. And not only that, during the primaries, they now played the first one again after the whole presidential aspirants have made their statements to the delegates. Then there was a foul play that Tambowa had to come back. It is not done. Came back and now said that his votes should be given to Atiku Abubakar. Who will take that? So let them know that Nyesom Wike is not. The day they realize that Nyesom Wike is not their problem, that is the day PDP begins to heal. And if the governors are taking side because of what is happening in this particular impasse between Udo Okoye and Anyanwu, let them know that it cannot work because they are dragging Anyanwu down because Anyanwu is an ally of the FCT minister. But they are not seeing. I asked a question here. Those Southeasterners, stakeholders now that are pushing for Udo Okoye, where were they when after Udo Okoye was elected or confirmed to be the person that will take over from Anyanwu when Anyanwu was contesting? Why did they go silent and not push for Udo Okoye to have assumed that position when Anyanwu was contesting, and they allow all those things to lie? And at the end of the day, you are now, because of the FCT minister, his stance and his relationship with Anyanwu, the whole governors are now taking side. What has made the political crisis of PDP remain like this is because they have taken position.
All right.
That will not help them.
Okay, let's look at the exact statement that Chinyere Igwe said that I find interesting. He said, we cannot go against what the law says because we are not a lawless people. And he further said that the court granted a stay of execution. So the governors are not the court because the court has a position. We are all waiting for the position of the court. Udo Okoye too depends on the court. He also said they feel they are above the law, but they are not. Now, the question here is, he now asks, why are they playing the MIGOT? The question here, I want to ask from what he has said is the position of the court and the selective implementation of court orders and judgments by actors, political actors, as it were. Now, let's if we may borrow a leaf from the River State crisis. Court has given its judgment, orders and judgments, telling the governor, present the 2024 budget. Some persons say the governor cannot present the 2024 budget until the Supreme Court gives final judgment on that. Now, that cannot be done, right, until Supreme Court gives judgment. Now, some of the PDP governors as well are, existing because there was a stay of execution when they had their own court cases while they were governors, and they waited till Supreme Court gave judgment. Now, it appears that in Nigerian political system, court orders, the same persons that will hold stay of execution in one hand, on the other hand, we say it doesn't apply here. What actually applies? Now, when the FCT minister was the governor of Rivers State, you recall that there was also a judgment, right? And that judgment, that execution, that order was stayed until Supreme Court gave judgment affirming him as the Rivers State governor. Now, in the case of Udo Okoye and Sam Anyanwu has gotten a stay of execution that PDP can, restraining PDP from removing him pending when Supreme Court gives judgment. The question would be, why can't the PDP governors hold on trusting that the Supreme Court judgment, will, to a large extent, bring peace and some level of sanity to
that
the
is
PDP
what I'm
crisis.
telling you, that you don't make trouble with somebody who has nothing to lose. All those things they are doing is because of Nyesom Wike. All those questions you have asked, they are seeing Anyanwu, like Chinyere Igwe has made his position known that he's a loyalist of the FCT minister. It won't be taken away from him. But those people are why you see all those crises and people now trying to use anywhere you mention a Nyesom Wike, now the press and Nigerians will begin to listen because they have brought him to the table for them to vilify him. But they cannot vilify him. Whom God has blessed, nobody can curse. And in this fact is because Anyanwu is seen as a personal friend and the loyalist in what Nyesom Wike stands for in his political ideology and philosophy. So any other question you're asking, any other thing you're trying to, the only why is because they do not like his face. They do not like the stronghold and how he has, he's the face of PDP, like it or yes. You understand? Right. Nyesom Wike is the face of PDP because all of them left PDP and allowed PDP to die, but this man resurrected PDP and gave it a life support. Okay. Gave it an oxygen to breathe to what all of them are clamoring today as PDP. Where are they? Look at somebody like Bala Mohammed. How much has he invested in PDP? Somebody like you were here last year when Sheima Kinde and all of them were running around. At the end of the day, when they saw the clear signal and they saw the truth, all of them left Bala Mohammed. All of them left Bala Mohammed here and ran to Nyesom Wike because they have seen it. So what I'm saying is, no matter how we are painting it, Anyanwu is suffering vilification today because of his alliance with Nyesom Wike, and they cannot take it away from. But let the governors of PDP continue to deceive themselves and continue to divide their house instead of coming together to put together and reposition themselves for the fight ahead.
All right, very well, Judge.
What I have to say to this is that ordinarily I wouldn't have questioned, the activities of the governors and those who are fighting the FCT minister. This is a game. But my concern here is that going outside the law, going outside the same law that gave you powers to become who you are, that is where I have
because you want to paint somebody black.
Because what I understand here is simple. Those governors are no longer happy with Nyesom Wike, who is working with the president, and they are now seeing him as someone who is destabilizing their party. But unfortunately for them, they are doing it the wrong way. So what you see playing out is just normal for them. I am particularly against the law. If Sam Anyanwu have obtained a stay of execution, there should be no reason why the governors will still go ahead to issue a communique recognizing Udokoye. That is further crisis in the party. They should respect and wait for the Supreme Court. If the final arbiter gives their judgment on who is actually the national secretary of the party, every Tom, Dick and Harry, be you governor, be you ordinary person in the party, you abide by it. So for now, they should, forget hitting up the party. Because like my brother said, you are fighting against somebody who does not have anything to lose. The man Wike will be ready to fight with them to finish. And at the end of the day, they will be the ones to lose. He has already secured a place for himself.
Oh, that is it.
He has already secured. He has become a governor of 2 times. He's no longer going for a governorship position. He can easily switch to APC or any other party if he so wish. But they will find it difficult to do that and still retain their position. So for now, the fight is unnecessary. If I were to advise them, I will ask them to do the needful. Allow the court process to elapse. Right now, there is a stay of execution. Respect that stay of execution, and let's see what happens. But it's also unfortunate. I don't know why the judiciary, at some point, is it because some of these men do have immunity? Are there no way they can enforce some of their positions? Because if this thing is being done by the ordinary person in the streets, the backlash will be so much. But there is a stop execution. There is a stop. It's not as if it was forged or something. There is a stop execution, and the governors are still, causing more crisis by saying that they recognize. So it's unfortunate that it's happening. The only viable opposition that the country have politically is going down the drain on a daily basis. So if PDP cannot put their hands together, to wrestle power from Tinubu, who else will do it? Obviously, what that means is that Tinubu, God willing, if he has head on his side, you know, has life and everything.
Has a smooth ride.
Right.
And you were saying something, Dorisha, just in 30 seconds about this state of execution. When it happens in River State, does the governor wait for the court to now give a written state of execution before he takes his position in the matters concerning the House of Assembly? And now, why will the PDP NEC or those factional members of the PDP NEC and the NWC and the Governors Forum make themselves
NEC, NWC.
No, NWC and no, you also
NWC and BOT.
And BOT, but
yes,
you still have some fragment of people in the NEC too, in the NEC of a PDP that are aligning with Governor Fubra, and we also aligning with Udokoye. So in the three arms that is holding PDP, they are fragmented. All of them are fragmented. That's why I'm mentioning three of them. So now they are now demanding that state of execution was not given, but it is a primary knowledge that when there is a judgment and it's been appealed to a higher court, you stay execution. So why are they now making it as if
no, state of execution can actually be denied. Appealing to a higher court. Appealing to a higher court does not necessarily translate to stay of execution. You can actually appeal and apply for stay of execution. Apply for stay of execution.
That is what I'm saying.
And it will still be denied.
Right? But it has been happening.
But in the instance of Sam Ayamu was able to get stay of execution.
He got his stay of execution.
Even though that matter has been appealed to Supreme Court.
That is what I said, but most of the judgments we had, even before they obtained the stay of execution, those actors that are to be that is meant for them to implement that particular judgment always, you know, cash in on that they have already appealed.
Right.
This, even before stay of execution, we are all here and we are reading all the kangaroo stuff appeals that have been happening. We are here, we've been reading it. Not all of them produce stuff execution before those who are to act on it begin to say that they are not going to act on it until a superior court adjudicates on it.
All right, very